Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about how to break through panic. In my last YouTube video, we talked about how to break through fear, and I gave you some great ideas on how to sidestep that emotion and put you in a happier, more grateful, and peaceful place. But since then, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories that have jumped forward, creating chaos and panic throughout our world. I want to address some of those, and I also want to coach you on some things in a few minutes on how to differ your mindset in getting through the emotion of panic. You can be destructive or you can be constructive with your anger, your fear, and your panic. Destructive looks like a lot of what's happening right now in our families. There's a lot of abuse, a lot of spousal abuse is up, a lot of job loss. That creates, of course, it creates a lot of panic and fear. So how do you get over these places? Well, the first thing is to please stay off your social media sites. These are not good sources for news. Now, I know the news is a place that we get our information, but really, if the news is putting you into a place of chaos and down spiral, then you need to get off the social media. Be really careful about conspiracy theories. Our minds go into a conspiracy-minded place when there's nothing that we can think of that can pull us through. So how we think about our past situations is how we relate to our future interactions. So how we related to something in our past is how we dedicate our emotions going forward in our future. So if we can't do that, we tend to dive into a conspiracy theory to make something real for us. If we don't understand something, like let's say UFO conspiracy theories or the assassination of JFK, we don't understand those create chaos in us, so we go to conspiracy theories. So get a pencil and paper, and I'm going to give you 5 steps, and hopefully will give you a new mindset on how to cope, and you can take it wherever you go and through your week. And you can think through and process what's important for you. Our first step is how to look at the situation differently. And by that I mean, right now, what do you see around you? I'm sure many of you will give me a whole list of negativity, but what I want you to see is past the negative into the positive, and what else do you see that is positive in your community? I see, for example, people coming together and helping each other, families and friends getting closer. Celebrations are becoming more meaningful. You know, celebrations are happening in much different ways than we ever thought that they would these days, but they're becoming more meaningful. And as I implied before, old friends are reconnecting. Step 2 is joy. It seems like a real contradiction right now, and joy is our most fleeting emotion. How can you add more joy and laughter to your life? We have to create our own joy. It just doesn't happen. If we just let joy happen, it would look like a dominoes game. Everything would come crashing down like a house of cards. But we have to create our own joy and laughter in our lives. So something you might consider is, what sort of things fill you up? Is it alone time or more time with family and pets? Or maybe watching old movies or comedies, something that makes you laugh. You need something right now to give your joy back. Maybe playing music or listening to music or nature hikes or gardening or something outside. Step 3 is no unkind words should ever leave your mouth. No sarcastic tones, no mean faces to each other, nothing like this of the kind. Always say thank you and please and I forgive you and will you forgive me. These are really essential to keeping love in a family and understanding and compassion, especially in a marriage. You use 100% compassion more with your partner than any other person on the face of the planet is essential for a relationship to work is 100% compassion. Step 4 is empathetic listening, which first means to quiet yourself. Not only hear, but listen to someone else. Don't step on their conversation. Let them be heard and let them own their own emotions. Holding them up where they're at is a tremendous gift to that person. The greatest influencers are those with the greatest depth of listening skills. And for some of us, that just takes practice on how to listen, especially if you're in a marriage relationship. And step 5 is take time for reflection. This might be a longer haul than we anticipate. And as we look back on what has already happened, think of these things. What have you learned? What could you have done better at the moment? What positive things have been good surprises in your life? What actions are you going to keep? And what are you going to throw away? So remember, step 1 is looking at the situation from a whole different perspective. Step 2 is creating joy and laughter in your life. Step 3 is remember, no unkind words to each other. Only lift each other up with encouragement. Compassion is a key, especially in a marriage relationship. Step 4 is empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is the greatest gift that you could ever give to someone else. And step 5 is reflection. So remember in this time to breathe correctly. You know, I always preach about breathing. Get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, and if you need to nap, allow yourself to take a nap. Eat healthy and exercise. If you look back through all of your seasons in your life, each and every single one of us has an amazing story of adventure and perseverance. Look back at what you've learned in each of those instances and apply it today, and it will give you a whole new perspective that you really can do this. You really can push through this, and you can help other people. When you give away unconditional love and encouragement, it spreads. And that's the goal of all of this, is to come together, not allow it to pull us apart. If you still feel stuck, have a lot of panic and anxiety, or can't get through one of the conspiracy theories that are happening today, feel free to give me a call and to get in touch with me. My website is www.coachmattina.com. You can find my information at the bottom of every single page. Feel free to get a hold of me, and we'll develop a creative way for you to press through today.